Hey guys, welcome back to another StarMade video. Today I'm going to be showing you some of the basic mechanics of the game. Mechanics you'll need to know if you're first starting out. If you don't know what StarMade is, then go check out my first StarMade video. I'll leave the link to it in the description below. So the first thing I'm going to want to show you is actually the reactor systems in the ship here. Just something that's interesting. If you look at a block and click O, you'll be able to sit on that block, and then you can hold shift and scroll your mouse wheel to look in third person, and you'll get some pretty nice views. So what I want to show you guys here is the reactor systems in this ship here. Let me go into build mode so you can see better. So this is our new salvager that I just created recently. I'll be using this model for most of my salvaging. So just a little building tip. Whenever you're building, you hold the control button, the left control button, then you can go into advanced building mode. And that will allow you to scroll through this menu here. One of the most useful tools when you're building is this symmetry section right here. What you can do is you can click YZ right here and then click roughly in the middle of your thing, and then when you place a block on one side, it will place a block on the other side. You can also do that on the XZ axis and the YZ axis. And also, if you're building and you don't have a lot of lights, if you just click lighten mode, that'll make your ship brighter so you can see. Although it doesn't look as good, it will help you to do some, more of being able to build while you can see. Alright, so what I want to show you here is the reactor. So your reactor, like I said in the previous video, is what powers your ship, basically. This reactor, I think, is 20 blocks big. So that is a relatively small reactor, but it does the job for this ship, for what I need it for. So up here you can see this will be closed by default if you just hold control and click on this, and then instead of it being like this, you want to click system so you can see this. But here it tells you the basic information. So the reactor level is 0 and the size is 20. The next level, what this means is basically how many total blocks of reactor you have to have before your reactor can level up, is 101. The reactor HP is 910. HP is at 100%, and there are 12 stabilizer blocks, and the efficiency is at 100%, which means I did my job right. So the main thing that I'm wanting to show you here is these. You see these like little chamber things here. I'm going to show you these logistic chambers first. So with chambers, with a level 0 reactor, you can have whatever size chamber you need, but once you get to higher levels, if you hold down tab, open your radial menu, click on your ship, then go to reactor, you'll open this reactor, or alternatively, if you're right next to the reactor, you can just press R on it, and that'll open that. But the reactor size level, at level 1, your chamber size will have to be 5, I believe. At reactor size, at reactor size level 1, your chamber size will need to be 5. So you'll have to have 5 of these chambers if you have more than 100 reactor blocks. So that's useful if you're building bigger ships, but this one's kind of small, so we don't need that. So what I'm going to show you, whenever you place these chambers, these reactor chambers, you have to place a reactor conduit touching the reactor, and then a reactor chamber. It doesn't really matter where you place the reactor chamber as long as it's touching this conduit and the conduit is touching the reactor. for instance, I could put the chamber, I could put it here and it would be functional, here and it would be functional, but it would not be functional here. See, because it says there's no conduit block next to this chamber. So what these logistic chambers do is they're mainly good for mining ships. What this one gives us is a mining bonus and a transport shield outage reduction. So basically, whenever, and I don't have a transporter on the ship just yet, but transporters are small blocks used for jumping from, you know, ship to ship without actually moving the ships. So if you park a ship outside your space station, you don't feel like navigating long hallways, you can just hop in that transporter and it should zap you right over to wherever you've targeted it at. But that does take shield, so this logistic chamber, I used it to, you know, 50% decrease on shields. So what we're going to do real quick is we're just going to revert these chambers and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. So basically, you know, see, I have two chambers. I have two logistic chambers, one on either side. So basically, when you click on these, you want to click on Reactor Logistics Chamber, specify chamber, go to Mining Bonus and double click, and then you can level that up, assuming you want the mining bonus. And we do the same thing with this one, except we go to Transport Shield Outage Reduction and double click on it. And it's that simple. That's pretty straightforward. But as you can see, we have reactor capacity. So if you exceed your reactor capacity, your ship won't work, basically. So you have to make sure you use what reactor capacity you have wisely. So it turns out my game started lagging because I got attacked by pirates in the middle of recording. I guess it happens sometimes though. So I'm going to just continue my explanation of reactor chambers. So as I was saying earlier, I have these reactor FTL chambers. So what these do is FTL stands for faster than light. So basically it's like hyperspeed travel in every other game. They're basically, they'll let you use your jump drive, which I'll just show you a demonstration of the jump drive now if it'll charge. But basically it just is a quick leap between point A to point B. It takes a while to charge, but you can specialize your FTL chambers so that it will charge automatically and that it will have multiple charges. And yeah, that right there, that's jumping, basically. But it's not complicated. It's kind of a basic system. But the way this works is it's like a skill tree in any other game. So what you do is for the first chamber you place down from your branching from your reactor, you want to get the jump drive base. There's other options here. You can also get, if you're using this on a station, you can get a warp gate base or a jump inhibitor base. This jump inhibitor will not allow anyone to use a jump drive in a certain range. But that is only useful if you're trying to make a battleship and you don't want people to be able to run away. So basically what we did is we got jump drive base, then we got jump distance 1 and jump power efficiency 1. The way this works really is it's pretty simple. Whenever you place down this first one that you use, this first chamber that you use for your base, you just branch off with another conduit and another chamber, and as long as it's not touching the original conduit or the original, or as long as this isn't touching the original conduit or the original chamber, but this conduit is touching the original chamber, then you will be able to get another enhancement, either, you know, any one of these. So any of these that you can see that branch off, jump charge speed, jump auto charge, jump distance, multi-charge, power efficiency, all of that is branches off of this. So what we did is we branched 2 different chambers off of this one chamber and grabbed jump distance and power efficiency. Pretty simple stuff. You know, you're going to make sure you have enough thrust, you probably want more, so you can see this over here, how much thrust we have compared to, compared to our structure, compared to how much mass we have. We have 110 mass and 675 thrust. So I think you generally want a 3 to 1 thrust ratio, 3 to 1 or 4 to 1. But we have about a 5 to 1 or a 5 to 0, whatever that means. But yeah, so our total mass is 111. But basically that's it with thrusters. You just want to make sure you have a good thrust to mass ratio so your ship isn't extremely slow or has awful acceleration. So something else that I was wanting to show you guys also was reactor stabilization. So whenever your reactor gets big enough, it will start to become unstable. So in order to counteract this, you want to use reactor stabilizer blocks. But yeah, so reactor stabilizer blocks, basically what they do is they allow you to stabilize your reactor without having to make it any smaller. So if you place these down, you can see we have total stabilization is 100%. So if I were to take away hang on. If I were to take away some of these, our reactor stabilization would go down. And when your reactor stabilization is low, your ship will regen power very slowly, and it can even crash and be unable to do anything. So this blue bar you see on the right side of my screen, you see it goes up when I accelerate and it says 58% power consumption. That is my reactor power consumption, and on the left side, the blue bar that's remaining constant, that is my reactor stabilization. If your reactor is unstable, it causes all sorts of problems, and if you get in a fight, your reactor can blow up if you take too much damage, which will seriously damage your ship. So yeah, basically you just want to make sure you put some of these reactor stabilizers down to stabilize your reactor, and the farther away these are from your reactor, the more effective they are. So if you have a really big ship, you want to put them as far away as possible. I didn't have too much room on the ship to begin with, so I put them over here, which was about as far as I can get them without, exposing them. But that is basically how that works. I mean, it's not that much more complicated. Another thing I wanted to show you guys was the salvage. Whoa, what happened here? Oh, I got attacked. I'll have to fix this later. Anyway, another thing I wanted to show you was the salvage computer. So the way salvaging works, this is a good thing to show me like why I need to put shields on my ship. I got attacked by pirates while I wasn't paying attention. Man. Yeah. Anyways, so this salvage computer is connected. If you just start the connection, it's connected to these salvage modules over here, which what they do is they simply shoot salvage beams, which are whenever they hit minerals or anything that can be picked up with a salvage beam, they will draw them either into your inventory or to a linked storage capacity. So, well, I'm going to show you exactly how that works right here. If we can get over to the asteroid. Right. So you can see this is a pretty big asteroid. So what we did beforehand is whenever you place this storage module down, it will automatically be disconnected. So what you actually have to do is you have to press C on this to start connection, and then press V on this storage to create the connection. So we already did a bit of mining, but you can see what's in this right now. Also, whenever you have cargo, you can click this to use as personal cargo, and that will let you access that directly from your inventory. But if you if you connect the storage to the salvage computer, if you connect it with CV, then what happens when you mine is it will all go directly to the storage, as you can see well, apparently as you can't see because it didn't work. Or maybe we just didn't mine enough. Yeah. Okay. Open the storage. Well, I don't know what's going on because the ore is not showing up, but normally when you mine, you actually get the items that you mine. I'm sure it's just lagging and it'll show up later. But that's how that works, is basically whenever you salvage things, they go directly into whatever storage you have linked to your salvage computer. And if you don't have any storage linked to your salvage computer, then it will just go directly into your inventory. So I went and repaired the damage to my ship, and I also added these shields, so if we get attacked in the future, we will not die so quickly, because that was awful. I took so much damage in such a short amount of time. But basically what these shields do is they create... Now, your shield isn't going to be literally like this bubble, right? But this does represent your shield. So basically, anything within this bubble is shielded. Anything on your ship within this bubble is shielded. So say we had a really long ship that extended all the way out to here. Any part from here back would be completely unshielded. So you would have to have multiple groups of shields for big ships. But for smaller ships, just one group of shields will work. Something else I wanted to show you guys is if you take damage like that, see how this block is injured but not completely broken? So you can do a simple system reboot by pressing Y, which what that should do, system reboot should reset your block HP back up to 100%. So any broken piece like this will probably either need to be fixed or replaced. But if your reactor took damage or your shields took damage, performing a simple system reboot should bring your HP back up to 100. But don't do that while you're under fire, because I'm pretty sure it disables your ability to move. But anyways, that will be all for this video. If you'd like to see more of this game, please like and subscribe to my channel. And comment on this video down below if you have any suggestions or ideas on what I should do next. If you have any questions, make sure to also let me know in the comments. And this is Micah Wren. I will see you guys later.